China said over the weekend that the United States has to cure its addiction to debt. What's your reaction, and are you worried that they're going to stop lending us money?
Nothing, no, absolutely no concern about that. And they've been very strong, and I'm sure they'll be strong investors in the U.S. going forward, as will investors around the world. I'm very confident in that. But again, there's no surprise that the U.S. has long-term and unsustainable fiscal position. We believe that. The President believes that. That's why he's been fighting so hard to bring people together to try to deal with it. We have some time to deal with it. We can't solve it overnight, don't need to solve it overnight. It would be damaging, counterproductive to try to solve it overnight because we have an economy still healing from the crisis. But again, with bipartisan support on a strong, balanced, comprehensive long-term reforms to the tax system and entitlements, then we're going to emerge from this crisis much stronger, in a very strong position.
In light of that, not wanting to solve it overnight, was it a mistake to have any spending cuts in the immediate fiscal year?
You know, the near-term cuts in the budget, they're difficult cuts. They force the government to do what government should do, which is to use the taxpayers' money more carefully and more wisely. But they have a very, very small effect on the economy near term. Now, we've got to make sure that we're extending the tax cuts in place now for average working Americans. We want to look to do more things to help improve investment incentives, strengthen infrastructure so we can build the country, expand export growth. There's more things we can do for the economy now that we can afford, and of course we need Congress to step it up and do those things.
You mentioned problems in Europe where they have a full-blown debt crisis. What are you telling Germany, France, and our allies as you consult with them about what's going on here and there? What do they need to do, and is there a need for a coordinated global response?
Well, I've been in very close touch with them, John, throughout this period of time, as has been the President, and certainly over the weekend, and be spending more time in the next couple of days talking to them. And I think what they face is a very difficult challenge. They need to make sure that there's stronger economic growth, that those governments are getting their fiscal house in order, they strengthen their financial systems, and they're undertaking some very, very tough, very difficult, politically tough reforms, but they need some help through it. And so what Europe needs to do is to make sure that there's an unequivocal financial backstop, so there is no doubt in anyone's mind that those countries across Europe have the ability and the will to meet their obligations. That's essential to managing crises, essential to confidence. As I said earlier, I'm confident you're going to see them step up and provide more forceful support for the countries under so much pressure.